Never buy this Mercedes. Probably the worst Mercedes car that ever made. It's never buy this car. It has lots of engine problems, transmissions, a dual clutch automatic. It's got oil leaks coming everywhere. It's just horrible. The timing is off. Inside's plastic. They were made for the really, really low lines. It's very economical. It was more like a part-time car. It was not a permanent car. It's the worst, I think. So never buy one. Which one is it? The Mercedes CLA 2018 to 19. It's just the worst. So never buy that Mercedes. What do you think? So whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Porsche, Mercedes, or Land Rover, you got to take care of it. I mean, you really need to take care of your car. So come see us. If you're in the Dallas Metroplex area, Plano area, just come and see us. We'll take good care of you.
This is the worst Mercedes-Benz ever. Let me tell you why. This is a Mercedes-Benz EQE 53 AMG, or some combination of letters and numbers that really don't matter. What makes this car really not that special is it's electric, and no one likes it. Literally not even Mercedes, because they canceled it right after they released it. With an original MSRP of $108,000, it has all the features you could ever want in a car that you could never want. But don't let the massive price tag fool you. According to Carfax, it's only worth $43,000 today. In terms of living up to the AMG name, it has 600 horsepower and 700 foot-pounds of torque, but it will kill the battery. The most egregious thing about this car is the design. You'll notice it kind of looks like a giant egg, and that's not charming at all. Mercedes calls this design the one bow design, making it the single most drag coefficient car ever made, except no one cares. And if you're unfamiliar with drag coefficiency, that's basically how aerodynamic the car is. The idea behind the improved drag coefficiency is to ensure the range of the electric vehicle is maximized. The issue with that is it's not. 275 miles on a full charge doesn't get you anywhere. The car's biggest offense is not the range, even though that's terrible. It's the looks. Mercedes are known for making very good-looking cars, and this just isn't one of them. This is literally the least charming Mercedes-Benz ever made, and they're hoping you'll forget about it. Let me know in the comments, what's the best Mercedes ever made? Because it's not this one. Oh, and don't forget to follow.
The worst Mercedes ever made. So I have two categories. The older C230, what a piece of junk. Timing chain issues, fluid leaks, oil leaks. It was just a horrible thing. The new C63, it's an abomination. Why would you go a C63 and have 4 cylinders, hybrid? You put a C63 on the badge and you get nothing. It's a piece of junk. That's probably the newest, worst Mercedes ever made. The C63 hybrid, 4-cylinder?
Hey everyone, this is my 2023 Mercedes C43 AMG. Beautiful looking car, and when it runs right, it's a fun car to drive. Key word, when it runs correctly. I've owned this car going over a year and a half, barely have 13,000 miles on this vehicle. It's a lease. The entire time, well, almost the entire time that I've owned this vehicle, it has never driven correctly. This thing bucks from first to second gear every time. So every time I'm at a stop sign and have to go forward, it bucks. I have to goose it just to get it to act right, and you can't do that every time. So I said something to my service representative at Mercedes of Jackson. Oh, that's normal. Oh, that's this. Bull, you know what? Finally, I had enough about 6 months ago. Looked on Reddit, saw that there was a fix, potentially, or a workaround to get this thing to go right. And it worked for about 5,000 miles. And I had to find a workaround and call the 1-800 number to get this thing looked at. Finally, they acknowledged there's a problem. Did the workaround for about 5,000 miles of work. Now we're back to the original crappy drive. I've had this thing in the shop for about 2 months. It is not fixed. Oh, did I mention about 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, my headlights randomly stopped working. So I had to drive around for 3 weeks with no working headlights. Mind you, this payment on this lease is about $1,000 a month. Who would be okay paying that for a car, a quote unquote performance car that can't perform? And Mercedes is like, oh, we can fix it. It's a software update. Well, they said it was a software update last year. Still no software fix. So I put in a request for a buyback. Well, Mercedes says, okay, give us about 6 weeks and we'll get back with you. In about 8 weeks after I reached out to them, after the service person called me and said, hey, there's nothing we can do. We're at the hands of Mercedes. There's no software fix. That is what's causing the bucking. Mind you, every time I pull out, doesn't matter if it's wet or dry, this thing bucks. So just imagine you pull out and it's wet. Try driving that. So anyway, Mercedes ends up calling me back saying, hey, we're going to have a software fix in October to fix the bucking issue that you're dealing with. And we looked at the laws of your state. I live in Mississippi. We're not going to buy the vehicle back. We'd rather pay you $7,500 once the software update fixes the issue to keep your car in for your inconvenience. Guys, I never asked for any money. I simply said, hey, I want you to buy this car back or just terminate my lease. I want to walk away and let this be someone else's problem. But no. My car was returned to me today. Looks good. Headlights work. Still bucks like a wild Mustang. So I said all this to say this. Mercedes, this is my first performance vehicle. This is my last. I urge you guys, do not buy an AMG Mercedes, and definitely do not buy a AMG C43. This is a 2023. They still make the vehicle. Hey, when it works right, great vehicle. But I haven't experienced that. So save you guys the money and the trouble. Do not buy Mercedes C43s. And hey, before you buy anything from them AMG related, drive it. Drive it. Because I have not had a good ownership experience. This will probably be my last Mercedes.
All right, here's 5 reasons why you should not get an S-Class.
Number 1 is that it's really bad on gas, no matter where you go or how you drive.
Like, really bad. Really, really bad on gas.
Sounds pretty good.
From start, I've been averaging around 6 miles per gallon, and then from the reset, average about 20 miles per gallon.
Now, if I'm being honest, in the city, 12 to 16 miles per gallon, and then on the freeway, I get around 22 miles per gallon. Number 2 is the reliability. If you own an S-Class or if you've had a CLS or any car with the M278 engine, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
These cooling lines, they're all made out of plastic. So if you even touch it like slowly or like just a little bit, it'll break, it'll snap in half.
And if you want to be smart about it, as soon as you buy a Benz, just change out all the cooling lines with like newer ones. Number 3 has to do with the inside of the car. So when you go inside the car and you want to play some music or some non-copyrighted stuff, there's no volume knob. It doesn't tell you the percentage of volume you're at. So you just have to like keep raising the volume and then guess if it's too loud or too little. The fourth thing, there's not that many mechanics that work on Mercedes, and for those that do, they already charge a lot just because it is super hard to work on these cars and it's super tight. So buying this car, just know you're gonna have to take it to special shops every time you need something fixed, or like European specialized shops, and you can't just take it to any regular mechanic that's down the street. They don't want to touch these cars at all. The fifth thing is that there aren't a lot of aftermarket parts for these cars. So your best bet would be to go with OEM parts, and sometimes those can be a lot. And if you cheap out by going with an aftermarket like alternative, it might not be the best quality, so you're gonna be risking it. In comparison to other cars like Hondas, Toyotas, you can get those parts from anywhere. But for Mercedes-Benzes, you have to go OEM, or like you have to find a really good parts supplier that sells quality parts.
Do not buy that Mercedes. Do not buy that Mercedes in your 20s. Jesus Christ. I have never had so many...
I'm sorry.
Shut up.
I'm sorry, but I can't help you with that right now.
Mercedes, shut up. Look, I've never had so many car problems in my life. You be things small. At first it was small things. Now it's really banging. First of all, the little thing, the charging thing in my car stopped working out of nowhere. All of the charging sockets, you cannot charge your phone in this car. So every time that my phone is dead and I don't know the road, it's me and God together. Guys, another thing, my tires. I don't know why. I always have to replace my tires, and they're not cheap either. I always have to replace my tires maybe every month or every two months. Two months is the max. If you check my Walmart orders, tire, more than groceries. The amount of money I spend on tire can feed a 5-member family. Good Lord. Mind you, I just came back from Mercedes like 3 days. I just got my car back from Mercedes like 3 days ago. Now 1 PSI is on 27, when everything is on 45. That's how. 2 days ago. So he shot you. Don't get the Mercedes, bro.
Right, can someone tell me why Mercedes is so shit? Why is Mercedes so shit? Like, they focused so much on the interior of the car, they legit forgot about the drive of the car. The drive of this Mercedes, I'm currently driving an S-Class Mercedes, and when I posted about this on Instagram, someone told me that they stopped making S-Classes in 2019, but I'm legit sitting here in a 2024 plate S-Class Mercedes, and I'm just thinking, you haters will just say anything. But anyway, this is a rental car, right? Because I got into a little fender bender in my X6, and they've given me this as my like for like, right? My courtesy car, basically. But this drive is so shit. So unbelievably shit. The S-Class looks nice inside, but this drive, I had a Volvo before this, right? I had a Volvo XC90, right? The drive on that Volvo, yeah, the inside wasn't nice, but the drive on that Volvo, like no other. It was better than the X6. It was much better than the X6. The only thing about the X6 is the car looks good. When you look at her, you're like, yeah. When you're driving her, you just feel like, yeah. When people are looking at you driving her, you're like, yeah, that's me. I'm that bad bitch. That's me. The interior is nice. The seats, everything, just everything about the X6 is nice. But the drive on that Volvo, unreal. Absolutely unreal. And then to be put into this Mercedes straight after that XC90, this car's heavy, this car's so long, this car's giving old Indian uncle vibes, this is giving look at my cha-cha driving past. This car is shit. Mercedes is shit. I'm sorry, I've never liked Mercedes, and number one reason why I've never liked Mercedes is I grew up in Harrow in Kenton, right? The first car that these Harrow Indian boys went and bought was a Mercedes. And I'm going to give you a description of not just like the cool Indian boys. I'm talking the ones with the fringes that were like gelled, spiked. This is why I can never F with Mercedes. But the inside is nice. I'll give it that. The inside is nice. Like, it's two-tonal in here. But the drive on it is shit. And it doesn't hold the same weight. And when I say weight, I don't mean heavy, because this car's very heavy. I've already said that. I mean, it doesn't hold the same weight in the street. Like, nobody... I'm so used to people, and I know this is going to sound so big-headed, but I'm so used to people looking at me when I drive. Like, I'm so used to people staring at me. I know it's not because I'm a shit driver. It's because the car that I actually drove was actually turning heads. This, I'm getting old Indian aunties looking at me, wondering if it's, like, their husband.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna speak truthfully. And sorry if I hurt some people, but you know what? Do not buy a Mercedes if you're not gonna take care of it. Everyone just decides to randomly buy a Mercedes, and they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to look cool. I can't wait to pull up in a Benz," and you know how the stereotypes go. And they don't do anything to this car. Haven't done an oil change in 10,000 miles. Haven't taken care of it. Nothing has been replaced. Oh, something leaks. They just JB weld it. Dude, please fix the fucking car. I understand you decided to buy an expensive car and not dump any money into it, but that's just not how this car works, okay? You have components in this car that are so specific, that are so expensive, that if something does break, you do need to change it to keep the car running properly. And you also need to do your oil changes every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, depending if you have an AMG variant or if you just have a regular one. I recommend 5,000 for a regular. If you have an AMG, 3,000. And on top of that, guys, registration for this car, first of all, I don't think anyone tells you this, is not cheap. This is a 2012. I pay about $600 or so. I'm in California. That's how much I pay for the registration for this car. It's insane. But guess what? I enjoy it. I drive it. I do my oil changes on time. I have replaced so many components in this car, bags. I go and do every type of service you could think of to make this car run at a perfect, optimal specifications within the car, man. So if you are deciding to genuinely buy a Mercedes, I want you to keep this in mind. If you're going to buy an older Mercedes model, you are going to spend a lot of money on insurance, on gas, and on top of that, on maintenance, registration. You have to keep all this in mind. And if you decide to buy, something like 2026, you're going to pay a lot for your finance/lease, very big amount for your insurance, and gas. Yep.